Check it out, new knife. This is from Bestech. It's called the Hornet. Sweet. All right, let's talk through the details here. Overall length is 8 inches. Your blade length is 3.5 inches. Your actual cutting edge is going to be 2.875 inches, and your blade width is 1.25 inches. Your blade thickness is 0.13 inches. It is D2 steel. The style they're calling sheep's foot. Kind of a unique overall look to this blade. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the future. Your blade grind is going to be flat. It is a satin finish. 4.5 inches for your handle length. The handle width is 1.25 inches, and your thickness is 0.62 inches. Your handle material is G10. You can see it's a combination, obviously, of like a deep red and black as well. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Your weight is 5.48 ounces. It is going to be tip up carry for right hand, and to open it, it's basically a flipper, but you can use that cutout in the blade to actually draw the knife out if you want to do that as well. All right, guys, let's put this thing through some EDC type use. Not that you would ever cut a glove, but if you had to do some sort of cutting of, you know, material like this, clothing, anything that was, you know, cloth material. I just found this glove randomly on the ground here, and I just like chopped little pieces of it off. This section here is a little bit stretchier, so let me actually dig into that and see if I can cut through that. Well, it's stretchy, very stretchy. Once you actually get it to lock in, obviously it's going to do the job. Yeah, I mean, I like this knife. I like the way it looks. Just feels chunky in hand. It feels strong. Like as soon as I pick it up, I'm like, it's going to be a solid EDC knife. I'm kind of coughing here because there's like dust coming off the glove here. But you can see this thing is slicing and dicing nicely. That blade, it's a little bit dirty now, obviously. But that blade, it's relatively straight, but it's got a little bit of that curve, so it's going to help with a little bit of slicing. The biggest thing for me is just the chunkiness of the blade and then the chunkiness of the handle, man. I grab a hold of that, and I'm like, I can lock in if I need to really bear down on that thing. So it's a simple random cutting process that I did with this random glove that I found, but definitely does nicely on that. Definitely does great on it. Now, I haven't used this knife a ton, obviously, but it obviously comes nice and sharp. And if you see, like, it's a little bit frayed there, I don't think it's the knife. I think this is not just like paper thin. It's got a little bit more thickness than your average piece of paper. But yeah, this is doing some work on a piece of paper. But obviously it comes nice and sharp. And that was the little catalog. How about the box now from the CRKT knife? Slice through this thing. Yep. A spot I can really slice through here. There you go. Yep. There's so many creases in this, it's a little bit funky, but yeah, when it goes through, nice cuts there. This is, I don't know if you ever use this type of rope. It's kind of almost like, it's not waxed, but it feels kind of slick on the side. So sometimes it's a little bit, honestly, it's a little bit weirder to cut than just like your normal, say, like laundry line rope. There it is, doubled over. Oh, that didn't go through. Like I said, it's a little slick, so you gotta really like pull it tight. That'll slice through. So there's 3 over. Yeah, it's really, it's cutting, but it, like I said, it's like slips off. Let me go back to 2 here real quick. Really lock it in. Yeah, when you do that, it seems to work better. Like so. Yeah, see, you can see, oh, there it goes, all 3, finally. So this guy clearly is, it's slicey. With this type of rope, you gotta really lean into it a little bit, but certainly doing the job. And when I've got a hold of it, like, I just feel like this thing is, like I said, man, that texturing, look at that texturing on the handle. As you can tell, I really like this knife. And this is a good thickness for me for EDC. My hand falls very comfortably like this, locked in there, or like this. to do some of those push cuts. Now, speaking of that, I wouldn't use this as a woods knife, even a folding woods knife, but let me grab a couple sticks and see if we can do some feather sticks. All right, like I said, not really a woods knife, but let's just do a little, yeah, I mean, you can see even that. Getting some nice curls right off the bat. Nice. All right, the sun is starting to drop here in New Hampshire, and I actually got to head to another meeting. But that being said, you've seen it, on camera. I've used this as an EDC knife. It's been great so far. I don't want to close out the video yet. I'm going to use it a little bit more, and then I'll come report in a little bit what I think about the Hornet. But obviously, you can see I'm a big fan. The edge has been good despite, mild to medium use. I would say I'm not using it super aggressively, but it's it's holding up nicely. That's really nice and sharp. The D2 on the Bestech Hornet, and I'm trying to remember because I started this video a while ago. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but there are a variety of different colors that I've seen for the Hornet. When they sent this to me, I'm like, I have never seen that color before, so I really like it because Everyday Tactical Vids uses red and black a lot, so that's kind of cool. And then your gold spacer in the back there. So yeah, I'll come report in a little bit on this video to let you guys know what it's like after I've used it a little bit more, but definitely liking this knife. All right, guys, wrapping up here talking about the Hornet from Bestech. As I said before, it's a beefy, chunky knife. I actually took this knife out last night to show to my friend Bennett, and Bennett is carrying a Boker, I think it's the Urban Trapper, which is a very thin gentleman's style knife. And he was like, whoa, that thing's huge. It is. I mean, it's a big knife. Like I said, for me, for everyday carry, I think this is a great option. I want to mention to you, I've seen it in kind of a forest green, a lime green, and black as well. Obviously, this is the red and black. So a couple different options. Price point for this right now is going to run you around 63 bucks. It is D2 steel, as I've mentioned earlier. I've seen that price at Amazon and over at Blade HQ as well. So I'll put links down below in the description section if you want to pick it up somewhere. I've liked it. I think the biggest thing for me is it feels good in hand. It cuts well, and if we're really honest as people who carry knives, a big part of it is, do we like the way it looks? And I just think the look of this thing is really slick. So let me hear your thoughts on the Bestech Hornet, especially if you have one. It's been out for a bit. I just finally got my hands on one, and I'm glad that I have. So let's get the discussion started in the comment section. Like I said, if you have one, and also just your thoughts on this video. And yeah, let's get the conversation started now. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.